Do you believe in black magic, voodoo, or juju? Mystical, mysterious powers from the underworld or from an unknown source, as they are called by different names in different parts of the world? Have you ever experienced any of these practices firsthand? Or have you had a close encounter with these mysterious practices? Here's a story of one of Africa's ancient religions, Voodoo, which has survived through the ages and is still very much alive in this African country. Watch this video to the end to find out about these people and their culture. In the heart of West Africa, the Republic of Benin hums with an ancient rhythm, its culture steeped in the mysteries of voodoo, or Vodun as it is called by the locals, a spiritual practice as old as time itself. It is here amid the vibrant marketplaces and sacred forests that this religion breathes life into the everyday and whispers of a world beyond the physical. Far from the stereotypes of curses and black magic, Voodoo in Benin is a complex and awe-inspiring system of spirituality, justice, and healing. For those who dare to explore its depths, it offers a captivating journey into the unknown. Vodun traces its origins back to the kingdoms of Dahomey, now modern-day Republic of Benin. Rooted in the belief that the physical and spiritual worlds are interconnected, Vodun teaches that spirits inhabit every aspect of life, from the natural elements to ancestral memories. These spirits, known as Vodun, act as intermediaries between humans and the divine, wielding immense influence over health, fortune, and destiny. At the heart of Vodun practice are the fetishes, sacred objects imbued with spiritual energy. Found in shrines and homes across Benin, these objects are revered as conduits for invoking and appeasing the spirits. They range from simple clay sculptures to elaborate carvings adorned with beads and feathers, each uniquely tied to a specific deity or ancestor. In Benin, Vodun is more than just a religion. It is a celebration of life. The annual Voodoo Festival, held in the historic coastal town of Ouidah, is a dazzling spectacle of faith and culture. Thousands of devotees, clad in colorful garments and ceremonial beads, gather to honor their gods and ancestors through dance, drumming, and sacrifice. One of the festival's most anticipated rituals is the invocation of Legba, the gatekeeper deity who controls the flow of communication between the human and spirit realms. Participants offer palm wine and kola nuts to Legba, seeking his blessings for the coming year. As the drums intensify, Legba's followers enter a trance, their movements guided by unseen forces. To the uninitiated, the scene may appear chaotic, but to the faithful, it is a sacred communion with the divine. Among the most intriguing aspects of Benin's Vodun are the Zangbeto, or guardians of the night. These mysterious figures, cloaked in towering raffia costumes, are believed to embody ancestral spirits that protect the community from harm. By day, they are revered as symbols of wisdom and justice. By night, they patrol the villages, warding off evil spirits and malevolent forces. Witnessing a Zangbeto ceremony is both thrilling and surreal. As the guardians perform their spinning dances, they defy logic, revealing hidden objects and summoning fire seemingly out of nowhere. Locals insist that no human resides beneath the raffia, only spirits. Skeptics are left bewildered, while believers find their faith reaffirmed in the face of these otherworldly displays. A story was told about a fascinating encounter with the Zangbeto. It was a sweltering afternoon in Ouidah, the spiritual capital of Voodoo, where the Atlantic breeze carried the whispers of centuries. The annual Vodun Festival was in full swing, and the town pulsed with energy. Devotees, their faces painted in stark white, danced feverishly as the air grew thick with the aroma of burning herbs. Their chants were hypnotic, pulling even skeptical onlookers into a trance-like state. It felt as though the spirits of the ancestors were walking among the living. But for one young initiate, Kwasi, this festival was more than a celebration. It was a test. He was about to undertake a dangerous rite of passage, a communion with the deity Sakpata, the spirit of smallpox and healing. Kwasi had spent weeks preparing, fasting under the watchful eyes of his elders. He knew the risks. Some who sought the favor of Sakpata never returned the same. As night fell, Kwasi was led into the sacred forest, a place forbidden to outsiders. The elders chanted incantations, their voices rising and falling like the tide. In his hand, Kwasi clutched a calabash filled with offerings, palm oil, kola nuts, and the blood of a sacrificed rooster. The shadows of the forest seemed alive, shifting and swirling, as though the spirits were watching. While Kwasi faced his trial, another spectacle unfolded in the village square. The Zangbeto, the night watchmen, emerged, spinning wildly in their brightly colored raffia costumes. These mystical guardians, believed to be inhabited by ancestral spirits, are said to possess powers to detect evil and deliver justice. Tourists often gape in awe as the Zangbeto perform impossible feats, summoning fire from nowhere, producing live animals from their hollow bodies. As the festival in Ouida drew to a close, Kwasi emerged from the forest, his face serene yet unreadable. He had passed his trial, though what he had seen and heard in the presence of Sakpata would remain his secret. The villagers welcomed him back with cheers, but their eyes were wary. In Vodun, even the initiated carry the weight of the unknown. One local, Mama Celeste, whispered to a curious visitor, "The Zangbeto are more than performers. They see everything. If you lie or steal, they will find you." Her eyes darted nervously to the edge of the crowd, where a man had been accused of theft. The Zangbeto approached him, spinning faster and faster until the man screamed, confessing to his crime. Was it fear, or had the spirits truly revealed his guilt? No one dared to question. Vodun is not confined to festivals alone. It permeates daily life, offering solutions to both personal and communal challenges. Healers, known as Bokanon, use divination to diagnose illnesses and uncover hidden truths. Their methods are as diverse as the spirits they serve, ranging from casting cowrie shells to interpreting dreams. Each consultation is a deeply spiritual act, connecting the seeker with the guidance of the divine. Deeper in the countryside, away from the prying eyes of tourists, lies the village of Pormasi, known for its secretive Vodun priests. Here the rituals are even more enigmatic. One such ritual is the summoning of Igungun, the spirits of the dead who return to guide and protect their descendants. It is said that to summon an Igungun is to walk a thin line between the worlds of the living and the dead, a line that, if crossed, can never be uncrossed. At midnight, a group of initiates gathered in a circle, their faces obscured by masks representing their ancestors. The air grew icy, an unnatural chill in the tropical heat. The priest, or Bokor, began to chant, his voice deep and resonant. Suddenly, the fire in the center of the circle roared to life, and a figure emerged, an Igungun, shrouded in vibrant cloth and exuding an otherworldly aura. The initiates trembled, some falling to their knees. The Igungun began to speak, its voice echoing as though coming from the depths of a cave. It offered blessings but also warnings. Betrayal within the community would bring grave consequences. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homeland and transported to the Americas and the Caribbean. Among them were adherents of Vodun, who carried their beliefs, rituals, and traditions across the ocean, even as they faced unimaginable suffering. Stripped of their homes and families, enslaved Africans clung to Vodun as a source of strength and identity. Despite efforts by colonial powers to suppress their spiritual practices, Vodun adapted, merging with elements of Christianity and indigenous beliefs in their new environments. In Haiti, Vodun evolved into what the world now recognizes as Voodoo, or Voodoo. Enslaved Africans combined their African spiritual practices with the Catholicism imposed by French colonizers, creating a syncretic religion that honored both African spirits and Catholic saints. This fusion allowed them to practice their faith under the guise of Christian worship, defying colonial bans. Haitian Vodou became a symbol of resistance. During the Haitian Revolution between 1791 to 1804, Vodou ceremonies played a key role in uniting enslaved people against their oppressors. The legendary ceremony at Bois Kimon, led by the priestess Cécile Fatimon and the priest Duddy Buckman, is said to have sparked the revolution that ultimately led to Haiti becoming the first independent Black republic. Knowing all of these and more are reasons you should be subscribed to this channel already, so your context and content about different cultures of the world could be broadened and you can understand a little more about why some things are the way they are in the world. In Cuba, enslaved Africans faced a similar challenge of preserving their beliefs under colonial rule. They adapted Vodun into Santeria, blending their deities, known as Orishas, with Catholic saints. Santeria became a widespread spiritual practice, influencing Cuban music, dance, and culture. Unlike Haitian Vodou, Santeria retained a more structured pantheon, drawing heavily from Yoruba traditions. Today, Santeria thrives in Cuba and has spread to the United States, particularly in cities like Miami and New York. In the United States, Vodun found fertile ground in New Orleans, a city shaped by African, French, and Spanish influences. Enslaved Africans brought their beliefs to Louisiana, where they merged with Catholicism and local folklore to create a unique form of voodoo. New Orleans voodoo gained widespread attention in the 19th century, largely thanks to figures like Marie Laveau, the legendary voodoo queen. Laveau combined spiritual leadership with community service, offering healing, protection, and guidance to her followers. Her charisma and reputation elevated voodoo to prominence, making it a defining element of New Orleans culture. In Brazil, Vodun evolved into candomblé, a religion that blends African traditions with Catholicism and indigenous beliefs. Enslaved Africans, particularly Yoruba and Fon people, preserved their spiritual practices despite harsh repression. Candomblé ceremonies, characterized by music, drumming, and dance, honor orixás, spirits, and celebrate the connection between humans and the divine. Today, candomblé is a vibrant part of Brazilian culture, influencing festivals like Carnival and providing a spiritual anchor for millions. From its African roots, voodoo has spread to Europe, the Americas, and beyond, often misunderstood and misrepresented. Pop culture has fueled misconceptions, portraying voodoo as a dark and sinister practice. In reality, it is a religion of healing, community, and respect for nature and ancestors. In recent years, efforts to reclaim and educate others about the true essence of voodoo have gained momentum. Scholars, practitioners, and cultural advocates are working to dismantle stereotypes and highlight its historical and cultural significance. The journey of voodoo from Africa to the world is a testament to the resilience of human spirit and culture. Despite centuries of oppression, Vodun has survived and thrived, adapting to new environments while retaining its core principles. It continues to serve as a source of identity and empowerment for millions, reminding us of the enduring connections between past and present. From the shores of Benin to the streets of New Orleans, from Haitian ceremonies to Brazilian festivals, voodoo's legacy is one of resistance, adaptation, and unbreakable spiritual bonds. It is not just a religion, but a celebration of life, a bridge between worlds, and a powerful reminder of the indomitable nature of cultural heritage.